Hey. Hi guys. Welcome to Things You Don't Learn in School. So I hope you've had a good day. And if you're watching this in the morning, you had a good night. So today we're gonna describe or talk about life in our 20s. One thing you realize is that time is very short. Time is very short, especially as you grow older, you take up more responsibilities. It's like time is so limited, and it becomes even more limited when you know your purpose and you know the things that you are supposed to do, and you wish that God could add you more like 3 or 4 hours on top of the 24 hours or on top of the 12 hours that you are active, because there's a lot to do. But you are still expected to live a balanced life, because this body is very frail, and if it's not well taken care of, you will be a patient. Life will slow you down and teach you patience by being a patient. So let's look at life in our 20s. For those who are 20 years or between 20 and 30, you need to realize that time is really short. And if you don't make the most of your 20s, time will pass you by, and you'll just be how can I call it? You'll be a drifter in life. You won't be a navigator, because a navigator is somebody who knows where they're supposed to go. And so there are two cases here. There's a navigator and a drifter. So there's a navigator. I'll give you an analogy of a navigator. A navigator is somebody who they've known their purpose. They've taken time to understand themselves. They've known what they're supposed to do in life, and they're busy concentrating on that. While a drifter is the one who is just being, whose life is being dictated by whatever is happening every day, and they're just going with the wind. They're just being blown by the wind. If they were a ship, they've decided to turn off the rudder, and they're just being tossed wherever by the waves, wherever the waves are going. And now that's a drifter. So in your 20s, one thing you need to realize is that the most important thing that nobody will ever tell you is establish relationship with God. That relationship needs to be solid. And I know there are so many voices that have arisen out there that are contradicting the word of God. They're trying to fight Christianity and say all that. But I tell you, you cannot find satisfaction elsewhere but in God. There are times in life you'll get whereby there are things you cannot even speak to your fellow men or your fellow women. It's only God who can understand your tears and the frustration that you are going through. You'll depending on the family that you come from. Some of you, I know, you are Josephs in your family. You're the ones who God has mandated with the key to change and turn around the destinies of your family, and your responsibility is very heavy. You cannot compare yourself to somebody who is coming from a family that they are well off and they have everything going on together. Some of you are even breaking the cycle of poverty and all that, and I'm telling you, it will take God. The burdens that we carry are so different, and that's why the only option is to run your race according to the script and the blueprint and the timing that God has given you. So in your 20s, once you realize the costs that you'll be expected to pay in life, you start disciplining your life around that thing that you've been called to do, or you start paying the price early enough, because time will fly. The other day I was just 21. How I walked into my 30s, I don't know. It's like I slept and then I woke up. But one thing that I'm grateful to God is that I walked into my 30s having known my purpose, having known what I'm supposed to do, putting up systems to be able to govern my finances and all that, and also living below my means. That's one thing that I've been practicing. And it has brought in a lot of conflicts. I've had scenario like, for instance, the girl that I was dating. some years back called me a stingy person because of that. Because at the end of the day, I realized one thing: I'm not living here to impress anybody. And if you can't fit in my programs in your time, so in your 20s, ensure you know your purpose. Ensure you know what God has called you to do. Number two, after building relationship with God, I will still insist on what I've been talking about. Number two, know your purpose. How can you know your purpose? Purpose is born out of relationship. Purpose is born out of relationship with God. God creates you. And I know some of you saying, but I was born of my mother and my father. Yes, still God created you, because God didn't have to do the story of creation again. He laid a system to replicate himself, and that system is sex. So your father and your mother met, they did whatever they did, or if they don't, or if your mother just got pregnancy from another man, or there's a man who was genuine in your life and the mother decided to walk away, still you are here. You did not choose how you're going to come, but you are here. Yeah, so be plugged into God. Be plugged into God to know your purpose. And once you discover your purpose, knowing is not enough. Start doing something towards it. Start shaping your life and your time towards it. That's how we redeem time. We redeem time by living a life of purpose. Number three, take time to learn the giftings that you have. What are your natural inclinations? What are some of the things that disturb your mind? What are some of the problems that tend to linger? Learn to question everything that you see. Why is it that you can be disturbed if you walk into an environment that is not clean and another person can live in that environment? Get to note those things down. But you can take a journal and begin to write, I like clean spaces. I like excellence. I don't like being talked to in a harsh way. Those are still part of the steps you're taking towards discovering yourself and discovering your giftings. Get to know what are some of the things that come to you naturally. Some of you just love drawing. You are very artistic. Some of you, you express yourself musically. Some of you, you are good in poetry. Some of you, you are good in pottery. Some of you are good in playing instruments. Some of you are just good. You just like problems. You're drawn to problems, and anytime you see a problem, you want to solve it. You must be processing. Such a person must be possessing problem-solving skills. Don't ignore that. Take note of that. Take note of that, because those are part of the things, are the groanings. I call them groanings that are inside of you, that God will be using those things to respond as you pursue your purpose, because your purpose is about solving a problem in the grand scale of things. Another thing is take time to also study your strengths, your weaknesses, and the opportunities and threats. Basically, do a SWOT analysis. And a SWOT analysis, you cannot do it one time. You will do it in your 20s. As you also advance in the later years of your 20s, you still have to do another SWOT analysis. You can do it also in your 30s. This makes you aware of the dynamics that are changing around you, or makes you aware of the strengths that you've garnered, the weaknesses that you've realized, the weaknesses that you've been able to cover, and the opportunities that are around you, and also the threats. Like, for instance, if you know that I'll use the example that God has called you and you are a Joseph in your family, you have to know that the weapon that will be fashioned against you, that will be a threat, most of the time there will be a Potiphar on the way, and not one, not two. Potiphar may come in the name of a girlfriend who can distract you, could be pornography and everything. You get. Be careful of the strange woman as well, and all that. If you are called to be a Jeremiah, just know that your calling will be quite heavy, and not like Jeremiah, like the prophet. Like, let's say your gifting is close to that of Jeremiah. The reason why I'm going that direction is because even Jesus, when he came, he opened the Bible and he read the passage in Isaiah and said, here is where it is written about me. So that, as Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. So there's nothing that will be so unique about you, because graces, they tend to, whatever we carry, tend to replicate some of the people in the scripture. So you have to know the weaknesses around you. If you notice that you have an inclination towards women and all that, manage that. If you notice that that looking even at your family, some of the threat could be there is a cycle of alcoholism. So you ask yourself, how will I partner with God to change this story. If you notice, there's a cycle of poverty. You know you have an uphill task to begin to build wealth and reverse that cycle. So what are the threats? What are the threats around you? If you also notice that in your family where you come from, people struggle with obesity and maybe things like diabetes, you know that you'll have to tailor your life towards healthy living, and also exercising will be part of your life. So those are some of the things that you need to take note of. Another thing is, time is too short for you to waste it with people who are not building you. Remember Psalms chapter 1 verses 1 to 3 says that blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scorners. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on this law he meditates upon it day and night. And he shall be like a tree that is planted by the riverside, and brings forth fruit in every season. Its leaves do not wither, and whatever he touches to do, he shall prosper. Have people who build you, have people who help you walk in righteousness, and have a circle of people who challenge you to be better, and people who can tell you what you don't want to hear, who can tell you the truth. You know, people who can bounce feedback on you and tell you, hey, so and so, do you know you are a very proud person? Do you know you talk harshly? I've noticed you've been looking at a certain woman. Do you have any feelings towards that person? When was the last time you prayed? When was the last time you did this? How are you in terms of, how are you doing academically? How are you doing in terms of financial management? How are you doing in the area of relationship and women? How are you doing in the area of honoring your parents? You know, how are you living with your siblings? What are some of the traumas you are carrying from your past that you are still dealing with? You know, you need people who hold you accountable, and that means you do life with them. And these are people that you may find that you will walk with them either to marriage, or God may decide to change the season. Once one season is over, God will bring other people. But always, especially as a man, have accountability partners around you, because you know men, we like living like the Lone Ranger. If you've watched that movie, The Lone Ranger, actually the what's his name, Johnny Depp. Yes, Johnny Depp is the one who acted the Lone Ranger. Actually, at the end of the movie, he's never alone. He's never alone. He always believes in himself, but he's never alone. So have people around you who will help you and all that, because a burden that is shared becomes lighter, and sometimes you don't have to face the demons of life alone. You will have people who have gone before you, people who have gone behind you. And by the way, yes, we see this example with Paul. Paul had Timothy. Paul had Timothy. He had somebody who he was mentoring. So even for you, have Timothy around you. Like David had Jonathan. Have a Jonathan around you, somebody that you do life with. You can allow them into your spaces, and I know you give them authority to come into your spaces, because sometimes you can lock yourself up, and that's where you find the opportunity to hide sin, and you begin to have cycle of struggles in life that are not necessary. So spend time with mentors. Find even mentors who are married, so that if in case you're looking forward towards marriage, you know how to navigate this marriage thing, because it's not easy. The Bible tells us that to deal with women according to knowledge. The Bible also tells us in Proverbs that is it by wisdom a house is built, by knowledge it is established, by understanding its rooms are filled with good things. Maybe I'm wrong in how that is, but it's repeated in Proverbs twice. So, and anytime you see the word understanding in the Bible, know it means principles. So principles establish lives, establish businesses, establish families, establish fruitfulness and all that. So you have to also be knowledgeable on the principles that make marriage work. Also spend time with those who are divorced. Get to learn, why do people divorce? Why did they have to go through whatever they went through? What are some of the decisions they made that led them to the place where they are? What are the regrets? So that you learn to have a balanced view of life, so that you don't look at it from one perspective. You know, it's easy to condemn a divorced person, and especially as Christians, you know, we judge them a lot, and we tend to make them feel like they are so unholy. They are people who made decisions that they did not know and all that. Like we treat them, we kind of what is the best word to do this? We segregate them, and we kind of judge them in a harsh way, you know. I don't know if ostracize is the best word to use, you know, but there are lessons in there. I've had to spend time with them and to be able to realize, by the way, divorce doesn't just happen. It's caused by a snowball effect. Some of the small issues that you ignored during relationship and you thought that they will fix themselves, they end up becoming big mountains in marriage. And that's and because they are now big mountains, and none of you is humble enough to solve it, you decide, you walk on the other side of the mountain, I'll walk on this other side of the mountain. And that's how marriages break up. So another thing, I will challenge you, study female nature and study male nature. When you get to know the nature of these two genders, you know how to even treat them with regards to friendship, with regards to work relationships, with regards to any other place that you will live with them. You understand this is how women behave, this is how they think, and you know how to control yourself. Like for instance, if you know you don't have an intention of turning a woman on, don't try to start complimenting her. Maybe she's worn something nice in the office or something, you know, man, so, yeah, something that makes you feel like, oh, I wanna feast on her. You know what I mean? Keep quiet, mind your own business, because frequent appreciation, it kind of warms the heart of a woman. So those are some of the things you need to know. If you know very well you are struggling maybe with lust and everything, please don't find yourself in circles where you are with an attractive woman in the same room. You may be tempted to start vibing them and start being poetic like King Solomon. And it may not lead you in a good path, because at the end of the day, things will turn and the lady will say, hey, you know, you're the one who led me here. But I'll tell you the truth. The moment you involve sex in any relationship, be it even a friendship relationship that was really not meant to be a romantic relationship, you will start resenting each other. There's just a kind of resentment that comes after that. So it's good to study female nature and study male nature. Also, as a lady, understand how men think, and especially if you're a kingdom woman, because a kingdom woman, there's a way you're supposed to express yourself in a kingdom way. And that means, as Paul talked about, if whatever I consume causes another to sin, then that is sin. So dress in a way that is appropriate. These are very simple things. And I know some of you may say, oh, my dress, my choice and all that. But remember, at the end of the day, you dress the way you want to be addressed. If you want to be pursued for sexual vices, you know how to trigger a man to do that. So dress the way you want to be addressed, and also carry yourself with respect. Understand how men are, how they like to be talked to, and whatever. There's nothing that costs you that will cost you anything or make you look by just being feminine. It doesn't. You don't have to be masculine all the time. So don't take basically what I'm saying. Don't take a nature that is not naturally given to you. That's what I'd say. I know the workplace can sometimes bring that side where you want to fight and be combative and prove and all that. Wisdom calls for you knowing what to apply, when to apply. So yeah, both genders, please, male and female, please study male and female nature so that you know how to navigate through life, and it will help you solve a lot of problems in terms of relationship dynamics. I don't know which number we are, but as they come, we flow. Go out as much as you can. I'm telling you, treat yourself. Apportion some amount of money from the salary that you make. Go out, enjoy yourself. If enjoying yourself means taking a boat ride, go for it. If it means cycling, invest in a good bicycle that you will be proud of, and every time you'll want to ride and enjoy it. If you're a person who is into motorcycles and you know you can afford to buy one, get a good one and organize for those trips and do that. Even for those who are cycling, you can do bike parking. You don't have to race if you're not a racer. pack your stuff, have some nice bags, then go out for camping. Identify a place, go and stay in there, cook your own food, take some videos and all that. If basically what I'm saying is that ensure you spend much time in your singlehood, and as a young person, maximize on it. Learn a new skill, learn how to cook for yourself, especially the men. Learn to cook for yourself, learn to take care of yourself and all that, because nowadays we tend to delegate our responsibilities to women, and we call that now being a man and all that. But I'm telling you, when you study the word husband, it means the one who keeps the house together. So when the wife is coming to help you as a helper, she's coming to help you in doing what you already are doing. So ensure you can cook, you can clean, learn to live a clean life. Ensure your clothes are well kept and maintained. You have some nice perfume in your wardrobe. You have some nice shoes. You look the part. You cut your hair nicely. If you're the one who keeps long hair, ensure it's neat. Ensure your nails are neat, because I came to realize ladies also like observing our hands and all that. So ensure you are at your game. If it's exercise, do it well. But you're not doing it for the woman. You're doing it because you love you love looking good. You love a nice body. You're taking good care of your health. So make the most of what you can, and ensure you build relationships, because where I am right now, the relationships that have stood the test of time are from friends that I met in college. Have I had a colleague who is a friend? Not really. There is one who is almost qualifying to being a friend, but he's still there. But he's somebody that I know, and I thank God, because I think God is using me in this relationship to bring alignment in his life. There's some time that he had wasted and all that, so we are walking that journey. But if God allows, why not? We will be friends. So be intentional about the people you choose to have in your life, and yes, they will help you go far. And also, the most important thing, if God gives you an opportunity to start working, put your finances in order. You will not be taught about finances in school. You'll be taught how to be a good worker and how to spend, but you will not be taught how to manage and grow your income. So there are a lot of coaches in YouTube. You can watch even Dave Ramsey. Go watch Dave Ramsey show. If you're watching from Kenya, there is Susan Wanjiku. She's a nice coach, by the way. I like the way she teaches. She teaches on matters to do with finances. You can watch the Good Joseph. Good Joseph also does an amazing job. He brings the message to your level. There's this other person Nabo Capital. Also watch videos from Nabo Capital by Pius. His name is Pius. He also does good justice on matters to do with finances. So ensure you learn those things earlier on how to invest, what is a good investment and what is a bad investment, so that you will start building your portfolio earlier, because time is on your side. As time goes by, you'll realize you'll have to compensate. In case you don't make the right decisions early, you'll have to compensate it with twice as much effort, especially in your 40s. So start now. Start managing your finances right now, and don't do drugs, because it will take a lot of time for it to come out of your system. Don't be entangled in pornography, because it will affect how you view women, and it will also affect your confidence. And more so, I tend to find it like it promotes a narcissistic culture, because you always think about how to satisfy yourself, and it erodes away confidence. The men that I've met who are watching porn, one of the things they don't have is confidence, and it will also make you objectify women. Anytime you see a woman with a tight skirt or with anything, you don't even see their face. You might be thinking of every other thing. I work with these people every day, and I can see even how their relationships have been damaged. Their marriages have hit the rocks, I'm telling you, because of that. Because the natural woman is always asking herself, like, what is it that I don't have that you have to watch the woman that you have to watch the woman on internet? What can he give you? And you know, the woman on the internet is scripted, and they do ungodly things. So you ask me how. I know you're asking, how do you know this? Because I used to watch it before, and I can tell you the effects are not good. So avoid it, kabisa. Avoid it if you can. Avoid it completely. And also take care of your parents. Ensure you visit them even if you don't have anything to do. You know, your parent will always love you. Your parent will always love you. If you come from a healthy home, your mother will love you. Your father will love you for free just because you are the son. But as you go there, in a bid to honor them, if you can afford to buy a shoe, buy them a shoe. If you can, it's doing shopping, do it for them. Because I'm telling you, soon they will grow old, and as life has it, they will rest. They will rest. They will rest. So make the most while they're still alive, and appreciate them at most. Don't wait until they are sick to begin to show them love and to tell them that you love them. Talk to your siblings. If you have good siblings, try and hold your family together. Be there for them. Fight for them. Stand by them. Not unless somebody decides to make a decision that is not good, of which, you know, when it reaches such a point, it's beyond your care. But ensure you love on them, and ensure you take good care of them as well. Love them, especially your sisters. Love them. You know, sometimes for us men, we tend to be a bit tough. We can sail through the motions of life and all that. But I'm telling you, especially if you are an older brother, your younger brother needs you. Please reach out to him. He needs guidance. He needs to know at least you are there for him. And for your sisters, they need to feel that masculine protection as well, and masculine care. Ladies thrive so much in that. They thrive a lot in that. So be there for them. Just love them. Just love them. No matter what situation you are, just love them. And trust you me, a time will come, and all of you, God will elevate you. All of you, God will elevate you from the level that you are in. I know, especially with Africans, we are dealing with something called the black tax. And sometimes it derails us in terms of our progress. But you see, assuming you're in a family of 4, if your brother or makes it, or if the sister is the firstborn and makes it, and then you make it, and then the other two make it, like if 4 of you are doing well, you can even have a kitty contributing together to help in developing home. But imagine if only 1 or 2 are carrying the whole burden of the family, it becomes strenuous. So be together, love together, and also pray for each other. As a family, pray for each other. Learn to call your siblings, pray for each other. If they are not born again, pray for them. There's no heart that is too hard for God to sell. But as you navigate in your 20s, ensure you live a very calibrated life, because what you do in your 20s will determine the rest of your life. And for the ladies, please, there's a lot of toxic femininity that has come, and this has been pushed through the Beijing Declaration and the feminism things that are coming up. Not everything is godly, and if you want to know God's wisdom, whatever is wise and what is not, weigh it against James chapter 3 verse 21. James chapter 3 verse 21 highlights the qualities of God's wisdom, of the nature of godly wisdom. So everything that you listen to, weigh against that. Is it self-seeking? Is it impartial and all that? Does it carry the nature of God? Because I'm telling you, one thing that I've come to realize, according to John chapter 10 verse 10, where it tells us that the thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Sometimes this does not happen like with physical death or stealing of something gone, but it'll come and introduce a foreign knowledge, make you believe that knowledge is the correct thing, by you spending so much time in that knowledge, and that knowledge being against the knowledge of God. That's why we say we pull down anything that raises itself against the knowledge of God. That knowledge being against the knowledge of God, steals your time, because you spend a lot of time believing that and you begin to shape your life with it, and then you realize that your destiny becomes destroyed later. How is the destiny destroyed? If God has planned for you to get a man or to do whatever, you will not be able to be with that man, because the state of your thinking contradicts the will of God, and this man is in the will of God. So because of that contradiction, you will not be able to have a good relationship with that person. So your mind will put you in a state whereby you just deviate from the plan and the purposes of God, and the devil destroys you later on by allowing that knowledge to come and kill everything that God wanted you to achieve in life. So be careful of the knowledge and the information that you feed. Not everything on the internet is godly. Some of the things are just being used by the enemy to destroy the lives of people. Like it is not God's will for genders to fight. We were supposed to complement and not to fight. So that is something to watch out. So is there anything else that I've left? Yeah. Maybe the final thing I'll tell you is that ensure you live for God fully. You don't have to live for God by serving in church. Even wherever place God puts you, you can still live for Him and make disciples for Him wherever you'll be. So yeah, that's all I can say. So if you like what I've shared, please like, comment on your takeaway. Also share with friends so that the YouTube algorithm can also help in pushing this kind of content to other people. And more so, subscribe so that you get notified, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload something new. Be blessed, and remember, do not allow anyone to look down upon your youth, but be a good example by living in godly character and walking in purity. Have a blessed evening. Bye bye.